How you going? Now, I want to talk to you today about my homemade DIY sharpening system. Now, it's pretty much just little bits of sandpaper glued to little bits of perspex that I've got. Now, it doesn't last forever. I've only got cheap sandpaper on there, so it'll last 3 or 4 sharpenings out in the bush. But the main point is to strop and only use sharpening stones and all that once the blade is damaged or really dull. So I got these and I like them so far. I've only used them a couple of times, but I've found that they're really nice. I've got a hatchet shaving sharp with them after I stropped it, and that wasn't even using stropping compound. So I've got some stropping compounds coming in the mail, and I'd like to see how it goes with that. I'll add a video on me actually using this fairly soon. But yeah, today I'll just show you how to make them. Basically on the back I've written on all the grits, and the way I attached it was just contact adhesive. Sprayed it on both sides, left it to dry for 20 minutes or so, and then stuck them together. And they can't really peel it unless you've got a decent grip under it. Even then it's pretty tough. But yeah, you get a few uses out of these. So, and what you could do is you could double side it as well. Write the things down there. Just drop over when this side gets a bit soft, a bit worn. You can just swap over. Double sided stone. Now I got 5 of them there because I just want to have the option to really redo the blade if I have to. So I got 240, 400, 600, 1200 and 2000. Now if I was just not going to abuse the blade, I'd probably just go with these 3, probably actually just these 2, the 1200 and the 2000. So yeah, I think probably having the 5 is a bit overkill, but it's just an option. They weigh 5-10 grams each. I'll just get my scale out and give it a look. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I got my scale out. 12 grams, 13 grams. So about 13 grams each. 65 for all 5 of them. I think for a decent sharpening stone, even a pocket stone, you're going to be having close to that. So, and this gives you a lot more option. You can get it a lot sharper up to the 2K with that. Because most pocket stones are usually only 800 or so, maybe up to 1200. But this will get it sharper. And so basically what I do is I got it 150 long, and then I just go 25mm wide. So this side is 150, sorry. And then you go on here. So what I do is go from the end, 25, 25, and then across. Now it doesn't have to be exact. It's pretty forgiving with that. And what I do is I just get a sharp knife. I don't bother sawing it or any of that. It takes way too long, doesn't leave as clean a cut as this. Get a sharp knife along the ruler. I normally use my Stanley knife, but I've had this here and thought it might look cool. Got that. Went over it. You can see the score line. Don't know how deep it is, but what I do is I just go just like this. Wasn't deep enough. Oh, sorry. Back on it again. See if that was deep enough. No, probably not getting decent enough leverage, so I'll grab my Stanley knife. So I got my Stanley knife. Not technically not Stanley, but got my knife. Already you can just feel this digging in a lot better. This is just a cheap MDF bench, so I'm not worried about it. Now that's how it's supposed to go, just nice clean snap. Now the plastic on the back, you just bend it slightly, about 45, straight down. Done. Easy as. Now, because look how it's a lot cleaner of a cut there. You can actually see through it, so it's really nice. And if you saw, you'd be spending hours setting it out, and that's not quick easy. You might as well buy a diamond sharpener by the time you're done with that. Okay, just assume I've done that 5 times, or however much sandpaper you're going to do. So I just peel it off. Peel off both sides, because you don't have to worry about it getting scratched. Clear is the worst colour for this, because it just shows up scratches so easily. Black would probably be the best, plus it's pretty tactical. So, I'm getting my sandpaper, and you can see where I've cut it up there before, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little layout. See, I'm doing it different because there's different cuts. Basically, I want to leave enough of a gap there for my finger to grab a hold. It's not so much a bigger problem with the 2000 grit, but with the rougher stuff, you can just abrade your fingertips over time, especially if you have to sharpen a machete or something, or a decent hatchet that's blunt as. Alright, so I've done that, done it out. I usually use a pair of scissors, which I'll go grab now. Okay, so I got that. Just got my scissors. Cut it out. It's pretty fucking simple. Can't go wrong with that. Now, if you wanted to, you could probably spray paint it so it doesn't show scratches as easily before you go around adhesing, gluing it. Probably be the better word. So what I do is just get your spray adhesive, quick grip, whatever, and then just shake it up. I think it says, doesn't say anything, it's just a shake well. Pretty much like spray paint, you know this, pretty simple. Right, so don't just, as I said, this is just a cheap bench, I'm not worried about it. It's like, I can replace it, it's like $2 worth of MDF, plus I got some spare. Now I probably sprayed a bit too much on that sandpaper, so I'll probably just leave it dry. Leave it dry, that'll probably take, it says to wait until tacky, I think. For a permanent bond, spray both surfaces ensuring edges are covered. Keep surfaces apart until touch dry before joining and pressing together. With normal contact adhesive, that's just till tacky, so they're tacky now, but they're not quite touch dry. It's really hot today, so it's just, yeah, it was 36 today, it's about 7:30 now, still about 28 degrees. Now, while we're waiting for it to dry, I just want to talk about it. So the reason I use Perspex is pretty much just, I had scraps of it, it's light, it's easy. If you use aluminium, you can get strips that are already 25mm wide, 1.6mm thick. You just get it from Bunnings for about $5 for a metre of it, but this, I probably paid about $10 for the amount of Perspex that I got there, and it's enough to do enough for 10 sharpeners probably. 10 lots, sorry, not 10 sharpeners. You probably only get enough for 6 to 8 in the aluminium section, but it's easy. You don't have to go to a specialty store. Like I got my Perspex from eBay. I'll put a link in the description just so you can have a look. And I've used 3mm on this, I think. Possibly. Yeah, that's 3mm. So what I want to do next is, next time I make them, I'm probably going to either have some 2mm there, just of the same stuff, just to cut down weight a little bit more, cut down pricing, see if I can find a bit of Perspex that's already in the right shape, just on that eBay seller. Now, the sandpaper is also cheap, so if I get some decent automotive grade sandpaper that's $5 a sheet, that'll probably last 4 or 5 times longer, especially if I wet sharpen. Now, when I first made these, I was researching around and I couldn't find anything about them. Couldn't find any person who'd made something of a similar idea on this scale. So normally people either make it with like bathroom tiles, so they make it big enough for a proper bench stone. Now that's all well and good, but you don't want to take 4 or 5 bench stones out into the bush with you. So I thought of this. I had the idea in my head and I started researching, seeing if anyone did it, but no one had, so looks like I'm the first. It probably has been done before, it just hasn't been documented. Now, the sandpaper is getting pretty dry, so I might just chuck it on now. Now, it doesn't matter if there's overlap because it's very easy just to trim it off later. So just what you want to do is you just want to make sure that you're not getting perspex through there like I just did. The main thing is you just want to make sure that's flat. So then, what you do there, so you just flatten it out. Then what I did, I put it upside down like that. Then I put a piece of something, and then I put a heavy weight on it. So, like this drink bottle for that one would be big enough. But what I'd do is I'd just make something a bit bigger to go on it. So use the rest of that perspex. Now it'll wobble a bit, but that'll just even it out a bit. So just keeps the weight a bit better. So you do that. You leave it clamp overnight is what I did the first time. Now that's probably a bit overkill, but it's better overkill than underkill. Now this will still be fairly easy to peel off because you're not gluing all the way down to the bottom. You're not gluing all the way down to the bottom there, so it's easy just to come off. Then once you're done, you can just get your Stanley knife and just go there. There you go. Nice sharp edges. Nice sharp edges there. Hard to get on there, hard to rip off. Now that's pretty much it. Normally what I do now, because I just did 2K, so I just wrote 2000. That's probably the one you'd use most. Just give it a light touch up, like bang, bang. I wasn't real sharpening, it barely touched it, so not going to ruin it. But yeah, you just do that bang, bang, strop, and then you have a razor sharp knife again. With stropping, it's just so easy. You just, when it gets a bit dull, like it probably is a bit now, so I'd just give it a strop, and then you'd be razor sharp again. Now, the trick with stropping is you do it long. You do it for a long time, 5-10 minutes for that knife you do it for. Now, most people just do it, they do it for 30 seconds, bang, 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 and then it just straightens the wire burr, but what you want to do is you want to get rid of it while keeping it, you want to strengthen it while keeping, get rid of it, and then strengthening the edge that was behind it. It's not quite as sharp as with the burr, but usually most of the time it's still razor sharp, but it's definitely a lot more durable. Now, I'm not the best guy to be talking about strops, that's the basics that I know, but Machete Bushcraft Australia would be the best guy to go to. Is another YouTube channel, and that's where I learned about my stropping. It's really thorough. Long videos, but worth it. Okay. Thank you. Bye.